Okay, today I am going to do my version of Panera's warm grain bowl. So I've got all of my ingredients laid out. I've washed my hands. Mind you, this is real life. We live in this kitchen, so it's not perfectly staged like Home and Gardens or anything like that. This is just the real deal. But just gonna show you how I throw together my version of the Panera warm grain bowl. So I've got all my ingredients kind of already pre-prepared. Busy person all week long, so I do meal prep as far as cooking my chickens and meats and things like that, preparing my veggies where it's all laid out in just easy containers, so just grab, throw it in a bowl, or grab and go. So what I'm going to start with is my quinoa that is already prepared and in my container. So I just get a tablespoon and I put about, I'm gonna say 3 to 4, depending on how much quinoa stays in or on my spoon, into my bowl for my quinoa base. So that's the constitutes the grain in the warm grain bowl. So then I top that first, starting with my greens. So the first green that I'm going to pop open here is going to be my mixed greens. This has arugula, some like red leaf lettuce, and spinach in here. And so I just grab that out and I'm just going to pull it apart and make it into more bite-sized pieces, because as you can see, these are like whole leaves in here, which is great for your salads, but not so great to eat in your grain bowls. So I'm just going to shred a couple handfuls of that with my fingers, and then I'm going to switch over, and in this container I have fresh kale. I buy it in the bunch. It's cheaper that way, it's fresher that way. You get a whole lot more yield by pulling it. You know, I strip it off the stems and only keep the little tender leaves. And I'm much more picky about my produce, so I like to buy it in the bunches, wash it myself, and prepare it myself. It's also extremely more friendly on the budget than to buy it in the pre-prepared bags. But, you know, each to his own. If you don't have time to pull it off the thing, then grab it for sure, pre-prepared and pre-washed. So there's my greens. Now I'm gonna top my greens with some good old diced up Roma tomatoes. Just grabbing me a good handful of this. Y'all know I'm all about healing my body with food and eating the whole fresh food diet. So this is how I eat every day, just as a standard. So fresh cucumbers, just grabbing a good handful of those. I like to use the English cucumbers because they tend to have less seeds in them and sort of more tender seeds in them. So good handful of those. What am I missing? Oh yes, goodies. Olives. I love olives. So just a good handful of black or cut mahala, if that's how you say that, the olives that start with the K. I like to get mine just in the glass jars with just this sort of the canned juice in them, not the seasoned juice, if that makes sense. So there we go. Got that in here. Grab me a paper towel. I got a little bit of water here and there from my veggies. So next, here's where it gets good as far as flavor adding in as well. So I have got my hummus here, and I'm just going to rinse my spoon real quick, because you know, we all have time in our life to do a lot of dishes. So to me, I just rinse my spoon really good. I mean, it's not been in anything that anyone's eaten out of. So, and a good little tablespoon of hummus. This is just plain original style hummus. So there's the hummus. Again, leave that off there good. Get off. And rinse my spoon. dry. And then I'm gonna add a little dollop of sour cream. So again, just about, you know, a tablespoon of sour cream. Beat it off your spoon. Get all that good stuff out there. So that's pretty much essentially what is going to be my dressing. And I'm just gonna grab a cucumber and just wipe the rest of my sour cream that's going to be stubborn off of my spoon. Done with my spoon. So you can go in the dishwasher here in a sec. So here is your next optional portion. You can either drizzle this little sucker with a tiny bit of olive oil. I'm gonna use avocado oil because I like that. It's a good rich oil. Get your healthy fats in there. So drizzling with just a little bit of avocado oil. This is Napa Valley Naturals avocado oil. Love this. I get it at Market on the Square. It's just a really high quality olive oil, good fat, and it cooks. It's more high heat friendly than your coconut oils or even your olive oils. So if you want something that you can cook on a little higher heat that's not going to turn from a good oil and a good fat to a bad fat and a bad oil, avocado is a good option for you. So there's that. The next optional thing is, I can see my husband's already been in here. Bless his little bones. He's been into the roasted herb chicken. So already prepped ahead my herb roasted chicken. This was cooked in the Instapot and it's super tender. I like cold chicken, y'all. So I mean, this is just me. I'm pulling this right out of the refrigerator, right out of the bowl, and just slicing it up. But I eat basically all chicken that I pre-cook. I like it better cold. So that might not be for everybody, but just slicing that up and getting me some roast chicken in there. Roast chicken is optional. I have to say, I don't always put the chicken in. I am today. A lot of times I only eat I eat meat about twice a week, to be honest. I've kind of went more into a plant-based diet. I make sure I get my protein in through, you know, my protein shakes and things like that. But as far as just eating meat, usually the meat itself, I'm eating it like a couple of times a week. Love chicken and fish mainly. I don't really eat beef, but I eat a lot of venison as far as red meat goes. That's the only red meat that I eat. And I do eat wild pork as far as harvested wild pork. So do like me some wild pig sausage and tenderloins and things like that. So this is my warm grain bowl, you know, inspired by the Panera warm grain bowls. It is super delicious. It is filled with super good foods, a lot of cancer fighting and nutritious foods in here. So good balanced meal. So this is going to be my lunch for today, is my warm grain bowl. The only thing warm in it really is the grain, because I like my chicken cold. So I hope this helps you guys just recreate this bowl for yourself. All of these ingredients pre-prepared. You know, when I do my quinoa and everything, I can usually make probably about 6 of these warm grain bowls out of, you know, my half a cup of quinoa, you know, cooked and things. It cooks out to quite a bit. Half a cup of, you know, your raw grain quinoa cooks out to about 2 cups of whole, like, cooked quinoa. So it's quite a bit in there. So really easy to throw together, really quick, really nutritious, and hope to do more of these videos as the year comes. Not making any promises on anything because life gets a little hectic and crazy, a lot of projects going on, but this is something that I'm hoping to get more comfortable with and to do a little bit more of. So thanks for stepping into my crazy kitchen with me.